Hey folks, I'm Dave Kennedy, and I am covering the championship game of the Little League World Series today. The Little League World Series is a local event for us. I work for the Williamsport Sun-Gazette. It's our home event. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I carry, where I shoot, and the shooting positions at Lomity Stadium specifically. And but first I'm going to show you what's in my bag just for today. Alrighty, so here in the back of my Subaru, we have my two bags that I'm going to be taking today. I have a Think Tank Speed Demon, which is an older bag for them. I had to buy it used technically because I really like this bag. I have a Stuff It bag also from Think Tank that I have an extra mic in that I put on my Sonys. I'll explain that a bit later. First, I'll show you my phone rig. Now I have an iPhone 14 Max Plus, Max Pro, whatever. And I have a small rig case, and I have the special, I forget what the number is, 25 millimeter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The special plate that you can attach accessories to, because I have an anamorphic lens, but I'm not going to use that today, obviously. Anyway, basic phone case, small rig, handle on the side, Deity, shotgun mic, the little shotgun mic. Pardon me for all the uhs, folks. Ceramic cable. This cable is really important. This plugs directly into your phone, plugs directly with 3.5 millimeter jack into the mic, and that way you only have two connections. I can't emphasize how important that is, because if you have a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter to a second wire that goes into your phone, that center connection oftentimes or sometimes will crackle, which stinks. Okay, lenses, which is probably what you're most interested in. I have the 200 to 600 here that is very overexposed, as you can see. I am probably not going to use that for the game today, for the final today, because I have a 500 5.6 that Sigma is lending me, which is very, very cool. Sigma Pro service. I also have two cameras that are not mine that Sony has lent me. This is the A7R5, the high megapixel camera, 61 megapixels. That will be probably my primary camera because I'm going to be shooting from the outfield and I want to be able to crop. The autofocus is fantastic in this. The frame rate is good enough, probably. Well, yes, it is. For feature-y kinds of things, I have been using this quite a bit. This is, again, another borrower from Sony Pro Service. This is a A7C2. The grip on the base plate is actually mine. I found it at a local Amazon closeout place. So I'm borrowing the camera, but I already have a grip for one. Should I buy one? I probably should. This camera is a revelation to me, frankly. The fact that it is so small, so light, and the offset viewfinder I find perfect. It's best if you just use that as a camera by itself and not kind of mix in other cameras with it literally while you're shooting, because it is getting a little confusing going from an offset viewfinder to an inline viewfinder. This is my A9 II. This is my primary camera for games. I'm a team photographer for a local baseball team, a Major League Baseball Draft League team. And this is the camera I normally shoot with, but with the resolution on this, this is what I'm going to use for the outfield. And lastly, but not least, the Williamsport cross cutters, yay. The 70 to 200 2.8 GM2. This is money in the bank. The autofocus on that is redonkulously fast, and it is sharp, and it is fairly lightweight for as large as it is. The other lenses that I have are, this is a fairly new lens to me because I had a lens blasted apart the other day. This is a 16 to 35 Zeiss. Well, Sony Zeiss, but trust me, this is a Zeiss. F4, as you see. This lens is fantastic. It's a little older, and like I said, I just got it used, but the clarity on this, the colors on this, The autofocus is fantastic. It is, don't think of this as a cheap cousin to a Sony. Think of this as a more characterful alternative to a Sony, because quite frankly, it is as good. Certainly as the F4 options. This is a bit of an oddity. This is a fisheye from Bright & Star. I just got this lens a few weeks ago, I guess, or maybe 2 months ago. It's an 11 millimeter fisheye. As you see, it is really sharp. It does have some odd flares once in a while, but, you know, we get around that. Why am I taking this lens today? I'm taking this lens for one reason and one reason only. National anthem right before the series starts, or right before the game starts today. I want to get a really nice wide shot during the national anthem of the whole crowd, of the sun, of the stadium, the whole deal, and this will fit the bill. This is a really good lens for the price. Like I said, it is absolutely worth it. If you're in the Sony system and you like fisheyes, this is probably the best option. The Astra Hori seems to be a good lens as well, but this one is a lot smaller. It is built like a tank. It is all metal. There's no weather sealing. There's no connections on the back for the EXIF information, but it is a fantastic lens. Anyway, folks, trying to do this all one-handed here. Anyway, we are... and MLB sticker on there. We are on our way to South Williamsport now. That is where the series happens. Oh, yeah, laptop. MacBook Pro. Right there, 15-inch MacBook Pro. All of my cords, everything all wrapped up nicely. Yeah, most everything. I do like to wrap my cords. I have them tied with Velcro kind of cable ties, because as much as I'm in and out with my cords and my laptop, they would get damaged over time. Wait, we got two more things to talk about. Monopods. I always have long glass, meaning anything over 200 millimeters on a monopod. I have two monopods with me today. I normally keep one in my car. I also keep a cheap tripod in the car, just if need be. But I have a three-legged thing monopod. This is the Trent monopod. This is a few years old. They make great monopods. This is a Gitzo monopod. Old school. This one's at least 30 years old. I bought this new when I started shooting 30 years ago. It's a really great, really heavy-duty monopod. If you're in the market for a monopod, buy one that is heavy. Do not buy a carbon fiber monopod, because while they are lighter to carry, they are not as stable. They will tend to flex or bounce just a tiny bit, in my opinion. In my opinion, what you look for is something that, if you were to wield it, would cause a head injury. There you go. And now, on to the game. All right, so we are past the security place. This is the media parking area where I park and where the media parks. And this is Volunteer Stadium. This is where all of the international games are played during the series. There are no games today. Obviously, there's only one game today. I will show you briefly from the outfield here where the photo positions are, aside from the obvious one, which is right here. Anywhere in the outfield here, on the outside of the fence here, you're going to be able to shoot. If you're just a person showing up, if you don't have a credential, you can shoot from here. Now, here in the stadium, if you try to zoom here, there we are. We have the main photo dugout right there. It's under the stadium. That's really the only position on the first base side, and on the third base side, kind of those last four windows right there are the other photo position here in the stadium. You aren't allowed to shoot in the stands if you have the wrong kind of pass. I have the blue pass, the photo 1 pass, and I can't shoot in the stands. If you have a photo 2 pass, you can, but you're not really, you have to stay kind of down in these areas down here. I really don't think you should shoot in the stands. You can shoot in the photo dugouts if you are, which are right there, again, on the first base side, if you have the photo 2 pass. And you can, as I said before, shoot out here in the outfield, which is frankly a pretty good position. You would need at least a 500 millimeter lens on full frame. 600 would be better to get to home plate. And there we go. Let's go up into the bulk of the complex. Oh, these stands are for the TV. There's one also straight over there. You're not allowed to be there as a still photographer. They're only for ESPN, ABC to shoot in. So there we go. That's Volunteer Stadium. So here we are at Lomity Stadium, and happens to be the Latin American team signing autographs for kids and whoever. They're all getting photos taken. This is a really good place. If you're a fan and you come, you can meet the players, get photos taken with them, take photos of them. It's a lot of fun. This is a slightly smaller media room, not the main media room. Pretty much the people that are here every year work in here. And so, yep, here's the gear. Gonna get everything ready. All my batteries are charged. I did forget to mention, in the bag here, I keep them in a small pouch. My extra batteries, I have, I think, probably 6 extra batteries with me. I can't even get them out here now because I'm doing this with one hand. There we go. A whole bunch of extra batteries, and tethered in my think tank bag is my card wallet with a number of extra cards. I normally shoot redundant JPEG and RAW. I might shoot redundant today just to have a JPEG backup. I am only going to use RAWs from the game today, of course, because I want the highest possible quality. So there we are. Going to get everything ready to go. My laptop's all set up. I do have that as well. As the program has faces in it too, has pictures of the teams in it, in case you, and you can get one of these at the media room, in case you need to ID coach. They have the coaches' names in there, obviously, too. It's quite helpful. And this has the umpires listed on it as well for each base, pre-listed for you. There you go. And we all have assigned spots here because, it's a pretty small room. So, yeah, it's just there. This will be packed a little later on today. We have about 3 hours to the game, and I like to get here nice and early and get set up. Another view of Volunteer Stadium. I am in kind of the middle area here between the stadiums. Another very important place to note if you're coming here, the main restroom. I'm not joking. It's there are a lot of porta-johns around the area, but believe me, this is the one you want to use. They do keep it very clean, and it's pretty big, so people can get in and out pretty easily. Anyway, another view of Volunteer. This stadium, as I said, is the only stadium for the international games during the series. There won't be any U.S. teams that play here. They play at the other stadium, at Lomity Stadium. This is a really great place to get the fan reactions and things like that. If you have the right pass, again, you have to have the Photo 1 pass to kind of be in the stands with the teams, but then you're able to get great celebrations and stuff like that of the teams as they're watching their players. You can also shoot from here, in theory anyway, kind of on the ends here. There's a nice angle down to home plate and to most of the field, as you can see. Okay, so here we are in pretty much the primary shooting position. I will not be here for today's game. I decided well, a few years ago that the best place is, and I'll zoom out to it, is out there at the bottom of the photo or the video camera position over there, because you get a nice view from there of home plate and the celebration when the winning run comes around. The teams all kind of line up behind home plate here, and they're facing you then, and there's usually just one player running towards you or running away from you rather, and you get the whole team kind of looking at him, and it's a beautiful shot. Anyway, so this is the main position. This is a very, very restricted position. There's only, we kind of measure it in butts, I guess you would say. So there's about maybe 3 photographers can fit here. That's the ESPN position. And then there's kind of a blocked area here because of the remote camera. And then there's maybe room for 2 more shooters here, maybe. This is the team dugout. Even if this door is open during the game, you are not allowed to shoot into it, into the dugout, to get pictures of the team celebrating or being upset or whatever. That's one of the kind of, I guess it is a written rule, but it's an unwritten rule as well. In any case, so this is the main photo dugout, like I said. And if you have a photo 1 or a photo 2 position, you can get here. We're here, it's 1 p.m., so the game is at like 3 or 3:30, I think, today. So no one's kind of marked their position yet or is here yet to snag a position, but whatever, it's pretty early. So yeah, anyway, so this is the main shot. From here, the lens that you want to use primarily is a 70-200. You get a very nice view from here at 70 millimeters of kind of the whole player above their head and below their feet, so you can get a nice celebration as they're kind of running off the field, facing this way, obviously facing towards the first base side. And then at 200, you get a nice shot of the pitcher from here as well. You don't really need a very long lens when you're here, thankfully. 70-200 is more than adequate. 100-400 I think would be good as well. I have a 200-600 that I do use here, but it's only really best at third, at the pitcher, and at first base. Otherwise, it's really kind of tight. It is definitely too tight for home plate. But if you have a 200-600 like I have, you can really cover the outfield absolutely perfectly with that. That's what I would suggest. Basically, those 2 lenses, well, definitely a 70-200 and a 100-400 or a 200-600, and you have it made in the shade. Oh, and this area is shady always during the game. The other photo location I'll walk out to is the third base side, which you'll see over there. The first base side is one it's okay. It does tend to be in shade during most of the game, and it's pretty comfortable, but very, very tight to shoot from. And I'll show you why from the third base side. So we're going into what they call the media center. It's really the media lunchroom. And if you are, as it says, credential media, you're allowed to be in here. What is in here is rosters, which is very important, and drinks, which is even more important, as well as food. They do keep this stocked throughout the games, so there's always something here. It's free. Don't buy drinks. This looks like breakfast is still here. Oh yes, pancakes. Oh, breakfast sandwiches. Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. Hash browns. Ooh, baby. I might have to eat. And egg omelet kinds of things. Anyway, that's the media lunchroom. Okay, we made it past all of the closed entrance areas, and we are at the third base side of Lamity Field, Lamity Stadium. And this is the third base photo well. As you can see, it's very narrow. It's barely kind of one person wide. The same over at first base over there. It is very, very tight. You can fit a bunch of people because people do stand on the stairs here as well as on the first base side. So, I mean, you can probably fit, I don't know, 10 photographers here, video included. What you don't see, I mean, you rarely will see that many shooters here. But well, you never know. So this is kind of one of the primary spots in addition to the Putzi Venusi photo well that I was just in. A lot of photographers do stand here. The really bad part about this is, I mean, the position is great, but because of the way the sun is, this photo well tends to get really, really heat soaked. The back wall, it is padded now. It didn't used to be. It is extremely hot because the way the sun is, it sets over the first base side there. So all day, this back wall on this photo dugout is getting soaked by the sun, and it is extremely hot. So even if it is kind of a mild day, it's going to be really, really warm for you in that position. From this position, obviously, a 70 to 200 is still going to be really good for you. You're going to be able to get a pretty decent shot at home plate. It's going to be pretty wide. You may have to contend with the first base coach. As you can see where the first base coach position is, or sorry, third base coach position is there. It's kind of in line with the photo position here. So if you're on the end of the photo well here, you may be blocked by the third base coach. You may not be, so it may not be a problem for you. But just something to think about. You obviously have a great shot at second base. You have a great shot at third base. You have a great shot pretty much at all of the bases, including the pitcher. With the 70 to 200, you're going to be a little loose, obviously, at third base, but you should be okay. Obviously, in the outfield, you know, with a 70 to 200, you're going to have to crop that pretty heavily, but it would still work here. So there you go. Now I'm going to go to the outfield area where I'm actually going to shoot from and show you the angle there. Just a note about seating. You can sit in the outfield. There is tons of room, as you see out there. There are people, a lot of people. I mean, we're still more than 2 hours from the game. The seating, you are able to sit out there. You don't need a ticket. It is free to get in. In the stadium, however, you do need a ticket. Those, I believe, are free, but you have to get them through a lottery or something like that. I honestly don't know because I never get them. But you can check out the Little League website and figure all that out. But you don't have to worry about getting a ticket. There are no tickets for the outfield, which is, frankly, the best place to view the game anyway. So here we are. We're outside of Lomity, as you can see, and we're going right straight in front of me, just up the hill a little bit, right under the TV camera. Alrighty, so here we are. People already have their chairs down, which is kind of screwy, frankly, especially since they're not here. I'm going to be sitting in this area, right near this very nice gentleman, somewhere around here, because as you can see, the angle to home plate is pretty much perfect. From here, I got a picture last year that I won an award for of the team celebrating when they won the series. So, a pro tip, if you're going to come here and you're going to sit in the outfield, you can't bring a regular chair because the outfield, obviously the hill here is at an angle, and what you need to do, and you can buy a chair and cut it, which is what most folks do, or you can rent them, evidently in the area too, but you cut the back legs and you cut the front legs. Well, you don't need to, I guess, but you can angle them, and it kind of digs in to the grass here, and you get a sort of reclined view. Anyway, so yeah, here's the view again. As you can see, it's a beautiful kind of unrestricted view. I'm going to be sitting kind of in this area on the other side of the patch. I'm going to be sitting in the patch of grass there, right on the other side of the cardboard. So that's the view. On to the game. My man, look at you with all those lanyards. Where'd you get them?
They're handing them out.
They're handing them out. What are they? Ballpark. Holy cow. That's some great stuff.
I gave him half of them.
You gave him half of them. You've been collecting these for a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
Very cool. See you later, guys.
Yeah.
The ESPN compound is up there where they park everything. And again, this is the kind of main area between the stadiums. The main concession area is over there. That's where the food's pretty good. Anyway, there you go. Outside the stadium. Okay, so I did clarify a few things with Little League. It is okay for fans to bring in cameras. You obviously just have to go through the normal security, metal detectors, that sort of thing. But that's no big deal. The other thing is, obviously, and I did confirm this with them because I want to get the wording right, it is free to get in. There, you can sit anywhere you want to in the outfield. The stadium seats, any extra tickets that Little League has that aren't given to the teams, the team fans, officials, that sort of thing, do become available at the will call windows here at the stadium. They are free, but they are obviously first come, first served. Those tickets are available at will call. They are available for free, but they're only available if there are extra tickets that aren't given out to the teams. So there you go. And again, if you're a fan, you can sit in the outfield for free. You can bring a camera and enjoy.